Hey guys, Kai here with TransformingGame.net, and today, as you can probably tell from the video thumbnail, the video title, and maybe by who I have displayed currently here, um, you might be able to tell what today's video is about, and that is an ATP-2 spoiler for combiners, specifically Superion, Sky Protector. So, one of the goals that we wanted to work on with ATP-2 was to revamp combiners to see if we can do it. Um, Not only because they're so iconic to the game's history and to the TCG as well, since this is the second set that came out that had combiners, but also because they were a very unique gameplay pattern that you don't really see anywhere else, where you have like 4 or 5 dinky guys just trying to do something trying to do whatever they can to survive, do some damage, whatever they needed to do, and then they combine into this big hulking transformer combiner, and it feels like they come from behind victory when you win with the combiner team. And while that hasn't been felt for a while, especially with most of the combiners, but Superion especially, who has always been the most competitively successful combiner, I think we can easily say, traditional combiner, of course, the 5 wide, 6 wide, whatever teams. But it's just they just haven't been able to do much in the metagame since Wave 4, and especially since Wave 5. So one of the goals that we had for ATP2 was to see if we can revamp the combiner play patterns. And one of the ways that we are doing that is with specifically this piece. So one of the things that we're doing is we are creating a new leader, and this leader is meant to replace this Silverbolt, who is the Aerialbot commander, is meant to replace Aerialbot leader Silverbolt. They both use the same back, so if you just print out this Silverbolt, you can just put it on the back of your previous Silverbolt and just use that same piece in order to combine into Superion. So what does the Silverbolt do? Well, he's a leader, Aerialbot, plane, and range in alt mode. He's 5 attack, 12 health, and 1 defense. And when the game begins, choose a different Aerialbot character you own from outside the game that isn't this Silverbolt. Put it into the KO area in alt mode, fully damaged. So what this means is, because he's also 8 stars, so what this means is you're going to be starting your team up something like this, where you will have your 4 characters as well as the Silverbolt, and you will bring in your 5th combiner piece into the KO area. This does mean that the combiner does start with some damage on them immediately, but there is more to that than just the cons of it. There's a lot more benefits, because this leader does a lot for the team, specifically when he gets to bot mode. So in bot mode, he's 4 attack, 12 health, and 2 defense, and each of your Aerialbots has Pierce 1. And when one of your Aerialbots with 5 stars or fewer attacks, and you flip a blue and black icon, at least a blue and black icon, you may flip that character to another mode. So this means is when you attack with, say, Air Raid, aka the best Aerialbot there is, when you swing with Air Raid, if you flip, like, say, Scouting Mission or Came in Crash in a blue pip icon, you will be able to transform your character immediately, as well as trigger any when attacks abilities on this side. The Aerialbots specifically don't have any of those, but it does matter for the other combiner that we are working on that will be revealed by another person. So this means is that you're getting 2 flips in a single turn if you hit the Silverbolt trigger. And there are ways that we'll talk about in a little bit that will help with that. But when you get this acceleration trigger going, it means that not only are you now just a 4-wide team, so you're less susceptible to the AoE, to the area of effect damage, direct damage there is, you also combine faster. So now you'll become the big hulking combiner piece that is going to wreak destruction on everyone. But yeah, so you combine to that faster, and you get to the cool thing faster, which is one of the things that we really wanted to work on with the combiner team. Is they have the cool thing, but it takes 5 turns to get to the cool thing. So if we got a way for them to speed up that the cool thing, then it just feels more satisfying as for both players, because that's when the real fight starts, basically. But them having Pierce 1 means that these guys are still going to be getting pot shots in every so often, and they'll still get some damage through. So, yeah, it's not all that bad if you don't hit any of the combined triggers. You still get to do some damage thanks to the Pierce 1. So, you might be wondering, okay, so I have this 8-star character now, and then I have the 5-star pieces. That's 23 stars. So what am I doing with those other 2 stars? And that, my friend, is where the second part of the new Combiner Revamp that we're going to be talking about is going to be introduced. And that is the coordinated aerial tactics. So this begins this side face up. Each of your Aerialbots has bold 1. So that makes triggering Silverbolt's leader ability just that much easier, to where you don't have to commit to things like playing a bold weapon and or a bold action. You just have the bold 1 innate on the Stratagem. That means that you'll be able to play your deck's core strategy of what you want to do, like say a secret action instead of playing the supercharge, or sturdy javelin instead of playing backup beam, and you'll still be able to reasonably hit your triggers. Obviously, there's no way to guarantee that you will hit your triggers, but the bold 1 makes it much more consistent, and was a gameplay pattern that we felt really nice, because if you miss the trigger, you're flipping more cards and you're advancing your game state with like green pips or black icons or things of that sort. So that's that. And then at the end of your turn, if you have 5 Aerialbot characters in bot mode, then you will be able to combine them into Superion Sky Protector. And then when you combine, you would flip this stratagem. So one of the things to note is that you don't need to play the Enigma anymore to combine. You can simply use the stratagem. However, the Enigma is still an option because this is at end of turn. So if you want to attack with your super buff Superion piece turn, the turn you combine, you're going to need to use the Enigma, which is still a fantastic option because it gives you, it is a green strafing run, which is still pretty decent. So there's that. So when you combine, you'll flip this, and it will give your Superion Sky Protector. So the stratagem will now immediately apply to Superion Sky Protector, and it will give him +1 attack and +4 health. The +4 health is just simply to account for the new Silverbolt's health. And this Aerialbots always had 1 extra health compared to all their combined pieces together, so that's why it's not +5, it's just +4. So the stratagem now applies to Sky Protector, and the first time you do non-attack damage to exactly 1 enemy during your turn, instead do that much damage +1. So this means the Gaming Crashes that you're playing, the scouting missions that you're playing, if that is the first direct damage action or thing that you're going to do, you do that +1. So your Gaming Crash is now a bolt of lightning that you do 1 to your guy, or you do scouting mission as a plasma burst. That's very powerful, and one of the most powerful things about it is the fact that if you plan your turn correctly, you'll also be able to trigger that on his combined trigger, because when he combines, he does 3 damage to a single enemy. So that means if you haven't done any direct damage to a single enemy that turn, and then you combine, you'll be able to do 4 damage to that character, and that is very strong for being able to help Superion close out the game. And while you won't be able to do that, that was usually used to get 2 KOs in a single turn. You can only do that now with the Enigma, but if you don't have the Enigma, you can still get a KO out of combat because of the stratagem. So it just allows more flexibility in how the Superion plays. But that's not the only change that he's getting, as you can probably tell on the screen and may have already read from my rambling. But we wanted the combiners to feel like an actual threat. Like Tough 2 is strong, but it doesn't mean much now with the presence of black pips or belligerents or things of that sort. So what we wanted to do is give the combiners a critical ability, which means that when they are at 30 damage, at least they will be able to get a specific ability that will help them potentially win the game faster. So for Superion specifically, at the start of your turn, if your Superion Sky Protector has at least 30 damage, you may draw a card. So that is in addition to whatever pocket processes you may have or the start of turn draw. So if you have the pocket processor this and he's at 30 damage, you'll draw 3 cards per turn. And that basically just allows you to either get to your upgrades or actions that you need to end the game faster, or potentially draw a secret action or an armor or something to try and live longer. So there's that. But this only makes 24 stars. So that means there's still one more star you can play. And of course, Heroic Spotlight is just one of the ubiquitous best uses for a star because of just how versatile and it is. But what are you going to be playing with that Heroic Spotlight? You could play Energized Field. You can play some of the new star cards that are in this set, or you could play with the specific Aerialbot star card, and that is Aerial Defense Armaments. So this is a blue and a white pip upgrade utility. The blue and white pips are Aerialbot specific, so if you put it into another deck, you're not going to get those pips. It's just going to be a blank. If you can put it only on Autobots, and it grants tough 1 and +1 attack. When you put it onto an Aerialbot, move 1 damage from the upgraded character to an enemy, then repair 1 damage from your Superion Sky Protector. So if you say for instance, you put it on your Air Raid, who is the best Aerialbot, Don't At Me, you will be able to move a damage from him onto an enemy. However, if you put it onto your Superion Sky Protector, you'll be able to not only move a damage to an enemy, but you'll also be able to repair 1. And it gives them tough 1. So it being a utility means it's harder to hit, as well as just playing into the aspect of what we want for star cards to do, which is being more offensive and defensive at the same time. That's something that a lot of the star cards in this set are aiming to do and have a sub-theme for. So you'll be able to play 2 of these bad boys, and you'll be able to, when you draw, because you might not always draw them every game, but with the help of 3 cards per turn, you might be able to get there. So having this as a backup direct damage option, as well as just helping you end the game faster because of the attack and the damage, is a pretty nice option for Superion. So with that being said, that is all the spoilers that I have for you for brand new cards that are coming to the ATP, or I guess 3, because this is just these 3. But yeah, so that's it for the spoilers that I have. Be sure to check out the Alpha Trion Protocol Facebook page to stay up to date on things that may have already been spoiled that you may not have seen, or if you just want to see what's going to be spoiled next. We're going to be posting all the stuff onto there, as well as that will be where you'll get the PDF for Wave 2 and Wave 1 of ATP for the custom sets that you can print out, and you just put it into one of your over cards, things, words, life. Alright, so that's it for me. Be sure to like and comment if you like the video. Couldn't hurt to subscribe either, because we will be doing more content in the future. And yeah, this is Kai, and you guys stay safe.